Hello, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Tweet, where I tell you the real stories behind the tweets on my Twitter account, because I guess that's where tweets go. I don't know where else tweets would be. Here's the tweet for this week. My 9-year-old got a summons for jury duty. I was going to tell the courthouse they made a mistake. Then I remembered what juries are really like. Should probably be the foreman. Okay, so this is a true story. Not the part about her being the foreman, but my 9-year-old really got a summons for jury duty. She received it just a couple of days ago in the mail, which was a little disconcerting. I mean, I know records for courthouses can sometimes be a little bit behind. My wife still gets the summonses in her maiden name in her hometown. I've gotten them in my hometown before. I got them one time here, and when I showed up to jury duty, they're like, oh, by the way, we didn't need you. Our automated phone system telling you not to come in didn't work, which is good. I'm really the person least suited to be on a jury ever. I've watched way too many Netflix documentaries about people being falsely convicted. Like if they were interviewing me as a potential juror and they said, is there any reason you can't be on this jury? I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to let this guy off no matter what. Or girl, women commit crimes too, or not commit crimes if you're featured in a Netflix documentary. You have to be certain beyond a reasonable doubt. I am not certain of anything in my life at all. My life is nothing but solid doubt. Like, did this person kill them? Shrug? Guess they're going free. I think I'd probably get out of it. If I didn't get out of it because of my complete doubt, I would probably get out of it because I'm a monster on the internet. Like, not in a good way. I don't mean like monster like powerful. I mean monster like a bad person. Like, you can put me on this jury, but I have zero credibility whatsoever. Just look at my phone, and they would probably forcibly remove me from the courthouse at that point. I don't think they want me tweeting from the jury box. Although that would be kind of an awesome day on Twitter. So this wasn't about me, though. It was about Betsy. So I called that morning. Contrary to what the tweet says, I did call. I thought maybe we should clear this up. It turned out my wife called that morning, too, and I didn't know it. So we both called them separately. And they said, yes, it was a mistake. Typically, they don't, bring in 9-year-olds for that. Even though she's a very responsible 9-year-old. Betsy is the leader of our children. We probably put way too much in terms of responsibility on her because we're lazy and because we can. Sometimes you just have to delegate the enforcement duties. She's kind of like not quite a full mom, but like a vice mom. Not like the mom of the vices, but a vice like a vice president. So if any of our kids were going to be a jury foreman at a completely inappropriate age, it would be her. The courthouse had no idea how she got on the list. They said just fill out the form about why you can't serve her and send it back. Apparently, I could have just scrawled she's 9 across the top, but I actually went ahead and filled out the entire form because it kind of amused me. Occupation, elementary school. Is there any reason you can't serve? She's 9. Do you have any mental impairments? She's 9, but a very smart 9-year-old. Marital status? She's 9. Like, I literally went through the entire form and filled that out. They're probably going to send somebody to arrest me. I don't care. I entertain myself some of the time. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll remove her from the list at this point. If she did go there, though, she's a lot more certain about life than I am, so she could probably muddle her way through. I think I would trust her impartial judgment. She doesn't come in with any natural biases. She's curious about everything. But man, jury duty, that's a heavy duty. And somebody commented, I shouldn't make fun of juries. And I shouldn't, but I did. Like, it's a bad system, but it's also the best system we have, and I can't think of any better system to replace it with. But it's just in general, if you don't actively try to get out of jury duty, you're probably the person who should least be trusted making a decision over somebody's life. It's kind of like any situation with power. Like, if you're the kind of person who seeks out power, you shouldn't have power. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a manager at the office or president of the United States or emperor of the world. Like, if you want that power, you are probably chronically unsuited to have that power. And I feel like that's the same thing with jury duty. Like, me and most normal people would be like, whoa, I have a million reasons why I can't do this. Even though democracy is great and juries are great, they're great for people other than me because I can't be trusted with this. And also it sounds super boring. But then you get people who are like, yeah, I want to serve on the jury. And like, well, what kind of person is that? It's like the person in your homeowners association, like that 60-year-old guy who meddles in everybody's affairs, and is already out there, threatening to bulldoze your house because your grass is an inch too long. And you're going to give him the power to put somebody in prison for life. Like, I don't know that that's the person you should trust with it. So you've got one group, the people who want to be on jury duty, and the other people who can't think of a valid excuse to get out of jury duty. Like, there are so many great excuses out there. And if you're not smart enough to come up with one, like, you're probably not qualified to be on that jury. Like, one of the questions they always ask, especially in high-profile cases, is, have you heard of this case? So by default, like, every informed person who reads the news is automatically disqualified. You're only going to have people on that jury who don't listen to the news. And is that really the kind of person you want deciding cases? But that's the way the system works out. I have a friend who just recently served on a murder trial in our hometown because I don't come from the best place. I'm sure you guessed that. You don't become me by growing up someplace normal. And he was terrified. So at the end of this trial, they thanked the jurors by name. And he's like, "What are you doing? Why are you telling this guy my name? We just convicted him of murder." I probably shouldn't be laughing about that, but it amused me because it happened to him and not me. And it almost happened to my 9-year-old. To be fair, I don't know what kind of trial they were summoning her for. I don't think they know either. I think they just pull up a big pool of all the qualified 9-year-olds in the area, and then they pick out the best ones. So if they ever do actually officially allow 9-year-olds to serve on juries, she would be my first choice, without question. Until then, I think I'm going to go ahead and send in that sheet that I filled out. It's still sitting on my dining room table, but I will send that in and get her excused from jury duty for the next 9 years or so, and then later on, we'll see what happens. Anyway, this has been another episode of Behind the Tweet. Please hit that subscribe button because I've got all kinds of stories like this, and you've clearly got some time to waste, or else you wouldn't have watched the video this far, so stick around, and I'll post more soon. Thanks. Bye.